What is going on, people? My name is just Jaded, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the situation that happened at Twitchcon a few days ago, specifically discussing the emiru situation and the responses to it. Not that other stuff going on right now isn't important, but the situation needs to be discussed so that hopefully it doesn't happen in the future. First, we're going to go through the tweets, and then we're going to be reacting and responding to the response videos. Now, I believe this should be talked about as much as possible to spread awareness. Something like this should never be allowed to happen under any circumstance. And for those of you that want to watch the original videos that the creators made, those links will be in the description. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with some of the clips and tweets for context before we move on to the react portion of the video.
Whoa.
So as you can see by the video, a man was able to bypass Twitch security and 2 meet and greet lines to make it to emiru. He then approached emiru, put his arms on her, and then tried to kiss her. Now, how he was able to go about doing that without getting caught amazes me. Under no circumstance should security be this neglectful that they put a creator's life in danger because they didn't pay attention. Thankfully, the man that walked up and pushed him away was emiru's security, and later followed by her manager bringing her to the back. Now, Twitch's tweet response stated, "The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by the individual involved and the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. We immediately blocked the individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team, and per our standard protocols, continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigations. We have increased security at the meet and greet attendee check-in point, and will have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you've RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please note that we are unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. Twitch has zero tolerance for harassment or acts that inhibit the safety and security of our community." With their additional statement stating, "It's really important to us that our creators enjoy their experience at TwitchCon and feel safe. We regret that their experience was disrupted by this horrible incident." Now, as you can see by the added context, Twitch staff originally allowed the assailant to walk away and only apprehended him and escorted him out when they were pressed to do so by emiru's manager. Also, numerous accounts have said that while the tweet says no more +1s, they've indeed allowed them. Twitch is clearly only trying to save face, and they do not care about the safety of any of their creators or anybody attending to see these creators. Asmongold's response states, "Crazy to me that Twitch just straight up lied about protecting creators from sexual violence, and there's video evidence that proves it. The fact that an Amazon-owned company actively tried to cover up a sexual assault should be a lot bigger story than it is." With Tectone responding, "What's even more sickening is creators actively tried to defame and suppress other creators that try to speak out about it. The web of lies that is being spun around every given controversy is deeply sickening to me. What's worse than that are the people blaming emiru for this. Society has become so incredibly morally bankrupt as of late. The political temperature is rising, and I expect something big to happen soon. True colors are being shown." It is insane to me that anyone would be taking Twitch's side and blaming emiru for the situation that happened when it had nothing to do with her whatsoever. The only reason Emmy even did the meet and greet was to be able to do her own show, which Twitch told her she had to do to be able to continue her show. Emiru's response was this: "Hello everyone, I am okay and thank you for all the kind messages. Sorry I cannot respond to them all. Yesterday the man who assaulted me was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon and even in front of another creator's meet and greet to grab me and my face and try to kiss me. Fortunately he wasn't able to, but a lot of people have pointed out that it could have been a lot worse. I'm obviously shaken by what happened, and it's not the first time I've had to deal with something like this, but to tell you honestly, I'm a lot more hurt and upset by how Twitch handled it during and after the fact. Like I said, I don't understand how he was allowed to make it to me in the first place. The security in the clip who reacts to my own security, it's true my favorite and usual security guard was banned for holding a stalker's arm, bring him to police at the past TwitchCon. However, there were at least 3 or 4 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react and let the guy walk away. As you can see in the clip, since they don't even appear to be in frame. The woman who was walking me away is my own personal manager, and behind the booth, the only 2 people that were checking on me and comforting me were her and my friend. None of the TwitchCon staff came to ask what happened to me or if I was okay. My friend who was present told me Twitch security were also behind the booth afterwards, joking about how they didn't even see what happened and immediately started laughing and moving on to talk about something else. So if no one was checking to see if I was okay or if I needed anything and they let the guy run away initially, I have no idea what anyone hired to keep the event safe was doing." In Twitch's statement, they said that the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear that he was caught until hours after he attacked me. And it felt like this only happened because my manager was pressing for it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. I have a lot more I want to say, but I will say it on stream later today instead of writing a book on here. Thank you guys again. Sorry you all had to see that. This is definitely my last TwitchCon, and it saddens me to say as a 10-year off and on attendee of TwitchCon. I think other creators should seriously consider not attending in the future. I did not feel cared for or protected, even bringing my own security and staff. I can't imagine how creators without those options would feel. Stay safe, y'all. Everything's going to be okay. It is very upsetting that emiru feels that she has to apologize for what happened to her at her event that Twitch made her do when it wasn't her fault to begin with. The only people that are at fault were the TwitchCon staff and the man that was allowed to get to her and assault her. Now we are going to react to asmongold's VOD on the situation.
So we've got another one, and so this is Twitch right here. Twitch security lets streamers bypass multiple checkpoints, no questions asked. Here we go.
Yeah, we'll just scan in, and then we're meeting him up front.
Okay.
Thank you.
What? Okay.
Oh, okay. Just
see, Danny's really good at just being ultra confident about everything, and
We just walked past.
yeah. Which one's which?
So
yeah. Thank you.
haven't I sent a message to her to see if she's all right? Yeah, sure, but like I don't want to go and tell you guys how she's doing, like, because it's just I feel like it's not my place to discuss her well-being. That's all. It's out of respect. I mean, this is a huge invasion of her privacy. This event happening, her having even talk about it, Twitch lying about it. They lied in their statement about it.
Thank you. Oh, there he is.
Where is he? Oh, I see him.
Over there.
So you see all the meet and greets.
Hey, Stan.
We're with S-Fan's team, so we're just gonna go through this side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Stan.
Wait, under this way.
Whoa. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Ma'am, this is a McDonald's.
So how do you think it happened? I think I've got an idea.
So as you can see, Twitch staff clearly does not care and will just allow anybody to bypass as long as they're a content creator. Or shit, I guess even if you're not a fucking content creator, so who knows?
And so you've got another one, and this is Twitch contract required emiru. So emiru was required, I hope that I'm not over speaking here. emiru was required to do a meet and greet in order to do her cosplay competition at TwitchCon.
So I had to cancel my meet and greet because of the stuff. But in order to, I can't cancel my meet and greet and not cancel her show because of the fact that the reason I cancel my meet and greet is I don't want to be in the same place for 2 hours.
I wonder
of
why.
People being weird.
Okay.
And then I'm under contract with them, so I can't cancel one and not cancel the other.
Interesting. Oh.
So I'm sorry,
I kept my
Emmy.
meet and greet because I wanted to keep my show. I'm sure
See?
it'll be
I'm
fine.
sorry, Emmy.
I'm sure everyone will be nice.
Yep. Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah, and check Senna's tweet about this. Yeah, but it's not really about, like, Senna's situation is different. Like, I'm talking really about Emmy's situation. There was no obligation. I'm not talking about Senna's situation. There was no obligation to do the meet and greet, but I don't know if that applied to emiru. It did as well. It didn't. It didn't. It was a different situation. I know a lot about this. Like I know what happened here. Like I don't know everything, but I know a lot. And so that's why I'm so Emmy was forced to be a petting zoo by Twitch. Basically, yes, that's right. And they held her show hostage by that. She was, you know, I think she was kind of reluctant to do it, but she did it anyway. And that's basically it. I mean, it's just disgusting. It absolutely is disgusting.
So after seeing recent events, I can see why Senna didn't want to stand in the same place for a few hours. Now, thankfully, Senna backing out of that didn't affect emiru's ability to do her own show, as she was able to do it the very next day.
And this is, again, TwitchCon at Kendi allegedly snuck into emiru's applicant-only meet and greet line. So here we go. This is the Twitter stream. So let's see the quality on this.
Now that I'm done with the meet and greet, I might as well tell you guys. Now that I'm done with the meet and greet, I might as well tell you guys. Whoa, look at this BMW. I might as well tell you guys what the. I'm sorry. I might as well tell you guys what the fuck I actually did to get into the line. Hey, I snuck in. I don't know what else to say. I was in line waiting for the meet and greet, and I figured, well, I got some intel that that you had to make a reservation for the meet and greet in the beginning of October. I never did that. I just knew where I had to be, and I executed. And that's how you got to be. I didn't prepare for this, but I was ready for it.
And he didn't do, the thing is, like, yeah, he did something wrong. He shouldn't have done that. But imagine if that person was malicious. Is this a 2%er? Nah, he's just a clown. But, like, what really matters, why are people self-snitching? I have no idea why they're self-snitching. I really have no idea. But I think that he's really just going to show that they just didn't give a fuck. I think that's really what he's doing. He's saying basically, damn, bro, like, they didn't really give a fuck about this at all, huh? Like, wow, damn. Like, damn, they dumb as fuck, right? Twitch won't ban him? I don't even know if he's on Twitch or not.
Now, I don't know if this was the same man that snuck into Emmy's line, but he did just admit that he was able to sneak into a line without Twitch staff actually giving a fuck about it. So, which is crazy and unacceptable on both ends.
Now, I don't, like, I mean, to say the guy had a knife, it was a pen, it probably was a pen. But, I mean, John Wick, I've seen the Dark Knight. I don't think that really makes a difference, does it? I mean, you can do some damage with a pen too. So really, what is the real problem here? The real problem here is that a person with malicious intent was allowed to approach a creator with no vetting and no security. Whether or not this person had a knife is beside the point. If they had a brass knuckles, if they had a rock, if they had a key, if they had a shank, if they had a knife, a pen, anything, they could have hurt somebody, right? It's the intent that matters, right? And the intent, like a man of that size compared to a woman of that size, it could be almost anything. And you could, like, I mean, if you had something like this, you could fucking irreversibly change somebody's life if there's that big of a power difference and a size difference between you and that person, right? I mean, let's be honest. That's just the first thing that's on my fucking desk. And so instantly over. Exactly. So really, it's about the intent.
I completely agree with Asmon's statement here. It doesn't matter whether he had a weapon or not. The size difference by itself was enough to be a threat. And if the guy had malicious intent, who knows what could have happened. All I can say is thankfully emiru's security was there and he wasn't able to get any further than he did.
And so anyway, emiru was warned, TwitchCon vibes were off. Oh, here we go. I have not seen this one.
I haven't really felt this, and then also, I haven't really felt this way, but I've heard so many streamers basically be like, the vibes are off this year. I don't want to go this year. I don't want to stream there this year. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess if everyone else feels that way, this may be a good bandwagon to hop on, perhaps.
So let's go back over, and this is her statement on it, and I had a gut feeling. I mean, it wasn't a gut feeling. Plenty of people told her this, right? I mean, they said this to her in general, right? I mean, let's be honest. And so instinct tried. It wasn't instinct. It was people. People told her this. And other people did this. And again, like, you know, Emmy is a, you know, she is a put your best foot forward, try to be nice, try to be cooperative. She is a people pleaser. She will try to placate people, and she does so to, I think, her own detriment in a lot of regards. And it's one of the reasons why I've defended her in a lot of these situations, is because I feel like it's wrong. It's wrong to take advantage of a person like that. It is. And I mean, somebody needs to say something. Somebody needs to do something.
So emiru had been told by other creators that the vibes were off and that they were planning on not going, which he thought about hopping on the bandwagon for. But emiru, caring about her fans, she decided to go anyway, which I respect her for. But unfortunately, due to Twitch's neglect, this incident was able to occur. Now in this upcoming clip, Asmon gives his take on the Twitch and emiru tweets.
So Twitch made a statement about what happened, etc. And I thought this statement was it was cute. It was a cute statement. Written by the legal, and really showed that they cared. Very cute. And so this is what they said. The safety and security of all of those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. I guess not. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply unsettling. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. I'm going to just read what she said so I don't accidentally speak out of information. In Twitch's statement, they said the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear that he was caught until hours after he attacked me. And it felt like this only happened because my manager was pressing for it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. I want to repeat myself. It's even worse than this. So, Jesus Christ, yes, it is. It's sickening. And unfortunately, I'm the kind of person like, tell us more. Unfortunately, the worst stuff is going to be, it was communicated verbally. The first thing when I heard about this is I was looking for messages and text for it, right? But unfortunately, it was communicated verbally. I will let Emmy, if she chooses to, explain the details. So that's her decision. But anyway, the Twitch set her up. I mean, indirectly, yes. And so that's it. And anyway, let's go back over here. If I look at this, we immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, a lie. And now they are banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. The most important word here. Never mind. I actually just added that word in myself. Now they are banned. Now they are banned, which is good. That's good. It's good that they banned them. Now they are banned. And so we are coordinating with the impacted creators team, and as per our standard protocols, continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigations. We have increased security at the meet and greet attendee check-in point, and will have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you've RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please note that we are unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. Twitch has a zero tolerance policy for harassment. In fact, that's not true. That's a lie. You don't have a zero harassment zero tolerance. You have some tolerance. And acts that inhibit the safety and security of our community. So, they're lying. Almost everything about this is a lie. Or it is a misrepresentation.
Now, like Asmon said, everything in Twitch's response was either a lie or misrepresentation. They clearly do not care about their creators or their attendees at all. And as you're about to see in the upcoming clip, they did not immediately ban or get this guy out of TwitchCon.
News footage surfaced of the man who assaulted emiru freely walking outside of TwitchCon. I don't know if this is the person. It looks like the person. It's this person right here. It sure looks like the person. So whenever Twitch said that they immediately took action, they lied. And they lied to everybody. They lied to you. And the reason why they lied to you is because they think you're a fucking retard. They think their streamers are fucking retards. And the people that are running the event are also fucking retards. That's it. That's the reason why. They disrespect your intelligence. They lie to your face in an event with cameras everywhere, thinking that somehow they're going to have the upper hand.
He was able to freely walk away without any initial repercussion whatsoever. They are trying to deceive everyone and hoping that they can sweep this under the rug, but nobody will let that happen.
And so anyway, I did make a response to this as well. And this is some other bull. Well, I made two responses. Number one, I said this. I think this will be, and I said parentheses, should be the last year of TwitchCon. Obviously, this is what's going to happen. I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but yeah, I mean, I don't see anybody ever going to TwitchCon ever again. Like, it's over. It's done. This is the last. Like, I mean, how do you come back from this? Do you think this would have happened if it was 6 to 8 years ago? Yeah, it did. It did. Every year, stuff like this happens at TwitchCon. It's just a lot of times it wasn't talked about. It happened this year. There was a video of it. Emiru's really popular, so people know about it. And also, you have people like me that cover it. But yeah, it's been happening every year. Every year. Well, ask anybody, anybody that's gone to TwitchCon. There's so many instances of weird shit like this happening. I don't understand why any streamer went there to begin with. Yeah. And Playboy Max Jam with 20 bodyguards doesn't sound like a bad idea. Yeah, sure, right? And anyway, so I'll go back and I'll look at this. So I did make a longer statement about this because I had said originally, Asmongold urges women to avoid TwitchCon 2025. I said that if I was a woman, I would never go to TwitchCon. And I said this might be a bit of a longer post, sorry. And I will explain why I said that. To expand on this statement, the reason I said this actually had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk or any other civil unrest this year. Well, of course, that's an agitating variable. It wasn't the reason. Last year at TwitchCon, NMP LOL and Wake Wilder, Twitch made no statement and pretended like it didn't happen. That type of behavior is disgusting, wrong, and has no place in civilized society. Anyone with a brain knew that if this had happened to a female creator at the time, Twitch's response would have been completely different. Anyone without a brain had that proven last night. That was with emiru. And I had said this even then. That was the clip that I played at the beginning of the show. And so, to me, this proved an undeniable cynical reality. Twitch doesn't care. They care about the optics. If they had cared, they would have approached it with men in the same way. This proves their motives are driven by optics, not rather than principle. Under that reasoning, it could be assumed that Twitch would allow the same thing to happen again this year. Why wouldn't they? They got away with it last year. That was the true reasoning behind what I said. That was why. Even now, Twitch refuses to apologize to emiru or even name her. Innocuous to the uninitiated, but obvious to the informed. They are refusing to apologize because it could be used against them in a lawsuit. They are refusing to name her because it could, to avoid boosting SEO, search engine optimization, connecting the company to this event, and to not further spread her name in the hopes that it will minimize this controversy. In front of everyone, they put optics over principle and insult your intelligence by assuming that you're too stupid to see it. Actions speak louder than words, and what people avoid saying often reveals their true intent. I apologize that sometimes whenever I speak on issues that I do in such a way that is brash and offensive, and it polarizes people against me. when things like this happen, it makes me think about that a lot. Could I have made a bigger difference if I was less of an asshole? Maybe. Stay safe, trust your instincts, and believe what you see and not what you hear. So, I felt like I had to say something about this.
And what do you know? Asmon's predictions were right? What? Who would have ever thunk it? It's only like it's common sense. Especially if, like he said, something happens every year. That's insane. And in this last clip of Asmon's video, we are looking at Dan Clancy's statement about the safeness of TwitchCon.
There's one question that has been coming up on social media, just in terms of safety and security at TwitchCon in light of recent events. So I want to be very clear. We take security at our events like TwitchCon extremely seriously. Every year, we build on a successful approach to TwitchCon safety and security, particularly as we become aware of new or emerging security or safety challenges. So we have teams focused on this year-round, including keeping creators.
Fire them. Fire every single one of them. They don't know what they're doing. Either you don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're doing, or none of you know what they're doing. Because one of those has to be the answer.
Community men are safe on Twitch or at TwitchCon.
See, this is what I was saying. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. If you have a moderation team that can't even figure out how to ban somebody who's making an active threat against another streamer openly to their audience, and this has happened multiple times. You know how, like, there's, like, that ancient Chinese proverb where it's like, oh, well, you know, where's the world? And it's on top of a turtle. And then where's the turtle? And that's on top of another turtle. And then where's that turtle? It's turtles all the way down. Well, this is retards all the way down. That's it. The entire thing is fucked. Elephants too? Yeah.
We have rules and standards regarding TwitchCon attendees that therefore follow.
I guess
and
not.
We limit, for example, if people who've been indefinitely suspended, off-service violations, they're not able to attend. We also look for things that need to protect our streamers and any other issues.
Well, that didn't happen.
Twitch has been on the decline for the past 5 or so years, if even longer, filled with nothing but bullshit changes and lies. So nobody should believe what comes out of Dan Clancy's mouth. Now for the second portion of this video, we're going to be looking at Tectone's response, starting with his warning about going to TwitchCon.
I have been warning absolutely everyone not to go. Every single person. I told all of my friends. I told all of my viewers. I told everybody to please not go to TwitchCon. I even, one great conversation that came to mind is a very at-length discussion I had with a good friend of mine, Makari, and I explained to him my concern for him going to TwitchCon, and thankfully he listened, as well as many of my viewers, if not all of my viewers, are not attending TwitchCon right now. And a lot of my streamer friends are not going as well, of which I will not name, because if you're friends with me, people don't like you. If you haven't seen by now, the reason why I'm very angry is because a very good friend of mine did a podcast with her, was a part of OTK with her, someone who I respect very much, someone who has been very kind to me my entire time since I've known them. A streamer by the name of Emiru got sexually assaulted at TwitchCon by a deranged fan on camera in front of a crowd with security guards there, and no one prevented it. Nobody. Twitch Dan Clancy wants to talk about increased security measures. They want to talk about how this TwitchCon will be different. And the worst thing is, people look at me and they say I'm crazy that I'm delusional, that I'm imagining things, and time after time I get proven right.
For those of you that were warned not to go to TwitchCon, I don't blame you for going if you did go. All I hope is that you were safe at the venue when you went. But now with current incidents, I hope that people have learned to not go to TwitchCon with the current state of management that they have going on right now. You are not and will not be safe with people like that in charge.
If you're a streamer, if you're a viewer, leave TwitchCon now. Get out. This happened within the first 3 hours. You are not safe there. You're just not. You're not. This needs to be the last TwitchCon that ever happens. They need to shut this shit down, and to be honest, I think they should absolutely get sued for not being able to ensure the safety of the streamers when they say, hey, come meet this streamer right here. Because you want to know why it's so bad, guys? You want to know the worst part? Emiru had a security guard 2 years ago that attended TwitchCon, where another fan was attempting to sexually assault her, and the security guard stopped him. But because Twitch official head staff didn't agree with the way that he stopped him, which by the way was just him putting his hands on him and making it to where he couldn't leave while the police arrived, they permanently banned him from ever being a part of TwitchCon again. So the security guard that did their job to make sure that Emmy was safe was banned, meaning the fault of this lies entirely on Dan Clancy's head and Twitch's head. I want to speak directly to Dan right now. You are a fucking buffoon. You are a moron. You can't moderate your own site. You think that you can moderate a live event? The security around there is a joke. I want to remind you, NMP and Wake Wilder were also sexually assaulted by a fan last year. You were letting streamers run amok, push other streamers into fucking moving trains. And you did nothing. The idea of one of my viewers getting hurt because you won't just admit your incompetence drives me fucking insane. Yes, guys, can you believe that a website that feeds off of parasocials, and then they say, hey, all these women that you think that you're dating because you're tier 3 subbing to them, yeah, you can just go meet them in person. And we banned all the good security guards because they did their fucking jobs. What the fuck? I mean, genuinely, what the fuck? Make sure you guys go and express your anger towards this. Hashtag cancel TwitchCon would be great. Hashtag fuck Twitch. Hashtag fire Dan Clancy would be great. Because an injustice like this cannot go unpunished. There is no way. This is fucking insane. This is disgusting. I am beyond furious that such a simple issue could have been solved if Twitch got their head out of their ass and did the right thing for fucking once, but they didn't. They fired the security guard because he did his job. And this is what happened. Twitch, you're fucking with the wrong people and you're promoting the wrong people. Genuinely. And it's at this level that I have to assume that what you're doing is intentional.
The fact that they banned emiru's security for doing his job when Twitch security wouldn't is fucking insane. If I were any creator that has the ability to do so, I would always have it in my contractual obligations, if you have one with Twitch, to always be able to bring the security that you decided you want to bring. They should not have any say in the security that keeps you safe when their security fails to do so. They are putting every female and even the males in danger by doing this. Twitchcon should not only be shut down, but also sued for the incident that occurred. Now we are in the final part of the video where we react to emiru's response video that she uploaded to YouTube after streaming it on Twitch.
Because it's not just about me, like this could have happened to anyone. Honestly, for all we know, this could have already happened to someone, a small streamer, and someone just wasn't filming it. Which, okay, I'll just start this by saying shout out to the guy who filmed it and put it on Twitter, because last night after this happened, I was thinking like, fuck, like I have to talk about this. Like people need to know that this happened, like how am I gonna do that? And then someone happened to post it on Twitter, so thank fucking God I didn't have to figure that out myself. I don't think that Twitch would have put out an official statement if that clip wasn't posted and going viral. And even after the fact that that clip was posted and going viral, as far as I know, the other people who had meet and greets today were not reached out to ask if they wanted extra security or if they even wanted to cancel their meet and greet. Like maybe some people were, but I know for a fact Extra Emily wasn't. My personal manager made sure that she had extra security. No one reached out to her. Don't know about everyone, but I know that for a fact.
Emiru is absolutely right. This could have happened to any lesser known streamer and nobody would have known about it. And the fact that they didn't reach out to any streamers about the situation after it occurred is crazy. You would think after an incident like this, now would be the time to actually put your security on other creators. But of course they didn't, because they're fucking morons. In these next few clips, Emiru talks about her obligation to the meet and greet and how she saw the guy approach her.
So I was doing my meet and greet and I've seen people saying that it was an obligation given to me. Like to be a featured creator and to have my show, I had to do a meet and greet, which is true. I was told that I had to do a meet and greet, but as far as I know, there's some people that canceled. Regardless, I didn't cancel. I thought it was going to be fine. And then I see out of the corner of my eye, there's a guy walking around the side of the meet and greet, and he crosses in front of the meet and greet of the person to the left of me, which is a VTuber. So he's able to walk up and in front of another streamer's meet and greet, and then he walks up to me and he's like walking with a purpose, you know what I mean? And he grabs me, but I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, but in my head I'm like, it seems like he's supposed to be here, and then he leans in like he's gonna tell me something. So in my head I'm like, maybe it's like TwitchCon staff like coming to let me know something, because like sometimes it'll happen where you're at an event and someone will like come up to like let you know something, you know what I mean? But I'm still like freaked out because he grabbed me. That's not normal. And then he grabs my face and he leans in and lips puckered tries to kiss me, and I start screaming. You can't hear it in the clip, but I'm fucking screaming my head off. And then my security, Twitch's security, is like nowhere near me, nowhere to be found. I can see them, but they don't do anything. My security jumps up and shoves the guy away from me and is like, get the fuck out of here. And he's allowed to walk away and leave. Yeah, so then after this point, I did not see a lot of what happened here. This is just based off what people in the line told me. My friend Bonnie, who was there, told me, and Melissa, my manager, told me. So the woman who moved me away from the meet and greet was my personal manager. That was not Twitch staff. No one in Twitch staff came up to me to like see what was going on. My manager and Bonnie moved me to the back, and they're like hugging me and being like, do you want to finish your meet and greet, basically. And I was back there for like a minute, and I was like, you know what, like I want to finish it because like of all these people here that, you know. they're just nice, normal people. And I go back out there, and still there's no one from Twitch there. And the poor guy that I was taking the picture with originally, he's like fucking mortified, and he's like, what the fuck just happened? And again, no one from Twitch there. I say to this guy, I'm like, I'm sorry you had to see that. And he's like, no, like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Why am I having to tell the TwitchCon attendees and my fans, sorry you had to see that, and not like someone from Twitch or Twitch security?
Like I said, thankfully her manager and her friend were there to comfort her, and it's sad that she felt she had the need to apologize to her fans for the incident that happened. But what makes it crazier is that the Twitch security was laughing about the incident like it wasn't their fault.
The Twitch security like kind of like got together after that, and we were like, wait, what happened? Oh, I didn't even see what happened, haha, and just like started talking about something else. So it's like, okay. And then, oh, and also, by the way, I've seen clips, people bringing up clips of me talking about how my previous favorite security guard was permabanned from TwitchCon because at a previous TwitchCon 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, there was a stalker and he held him by the arm until police got there. And because of that, he was indefinitely banned from TwitchCon. Like from all of TwitchCon, not just the venue, because that was in Las Vegas.
Now in this next clip, emiru talks about how her manager dealt with the Twitch's initial response and how it took them 2 hours to reach out to them. All of this occurring while Twitch representatives were out partying.
My manager comes back to me and she's upset. She's like, okay, I've been talking to Twitch people and I'm really upset because I noticed a lot of negligence around the event and I'm not happy with the way that they're handling it now. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I asked them, you know, like, what are they gonna do about this? And you know what they said initially? They said, oh, well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days. What? And then she's obviously like, hello? Like, that needs to be indefinite. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, that's like nothing to do with anything. No one gives a fuck if he's banned on Twitch or not. Like, we're talking about the convention here. So they change it to indefinite. Takes an hour for that to happen, by the way. These two people are the head of security for Amazon and the head of risk for Twitch. Also, later the same night, I'm not gonna drop names here because I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. But I had multiple people tell me that key Twitch representatives last night were out partying. Okay. My Twitch didn't approach my manager to talk to their head of security. It took them 2 hours to approach her to talk about what happened. And by then she had already talked to police and called a lawyer on her own. My manager, Melissa. And they showed her a photo of the guy that I believe a fan took, by the way. A fan took a photo of him, not one of their security guards. They're like, oh yeah, here's his photo. We're like gonna find him. He still had his badge and his wristband and everything. The guy. So, yeah, I really feel like a lot of this process wouldn't have happened if it weren't for my manager advocating for me so hard. So they also showed my manager some security footage of the area, and the guy was he was waiting for there to be a gap in security, and there was. He was able to walk through the side, not through like the 2 lanes of meet and greet people who had signed up and been like background checked for my meet and greet. So he was able to just walk through because there just wasn't like consistent security there.
emiru then proceeds to go over the Twitch response tweet and the fact that they didn't background check the +1s that Twitch attendees are allowed to bring.
All right, let me read this. The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply unsettling. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement event security were on site. That's a lie. That's literally a lie. And responded to the incident. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they're banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. Okay, like, no one cares about online. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team, that's true, and per our standard protocols, continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigations. We've increased security at the meet and greet attendee check-in point, and we'll have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you've RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please note that we're unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. You know why they said that? They only thought about that because of Melissa, my manager. She said, were you vetting people coming through the line? They said, oh yeah, everyone had to sign up and they get background checks, but they're allowed to bring a +1. Well, are there +1s background checked? No. Melissa was like, okay guys, Twitch has a zero tolerance for harassment or acts that inhibit the safety and security of our community. And there was even like, I think it was fucking Neon, was able to walk through the back of my meet and greet and was like, oh hey, like, can I come say hi? And it's like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, it was just horrible. Like, there was no thought put into it at all.
It doesn't even surprise me at this point that they let Neon in the back of her meet and greet. Meanwhile, they also let the streamers from earlier bypass another line. But I do want to go ahead and show emiru's final thoughts on the situation in these last few clips, and we'll go from there.
I really would discourage other creators from going back to TwitchCon, not just because it was able to happen at all, and what happened during it, and the aftermath. Like, this is the kind of thing that it's like, once you break the trust for something like this, you're never getting it back. I'm sorry, you're just not. Like, it's not like this is the first time that something like this has happened. So like, the trust was already kind of broken, and that caused a lot of people not want to come. Like, for example, people were talking about how last year, Nick, NMPLOL, and Wake Wilder, got assaulted. A guy literally walked up to Nick on stream and licked his nipple, which again, if that wasn't filmed on stream, would anything have been done? I don't fucking know. And they didn't even make like an official announcement about it. They didn't reach out to Nick, as far as I know. He was saying that last year. So if they did reach out to him, it was way after the con. I really feel like the only way to hold people accountable is to show that it's not okay. By, for example, like I was saying, creators not going to these events. Because a lot of these tickets are sold via meet and greets, like what I was doing. And I really feel like I was treated like cattle or merchandise. Cause why is no one there making sure I'm safe like a person? Why are the security guards joking and laughing and be like, oh, I didn't even see what happened? I genuinely want people to be held accountable and for things to like visibly be changed. But even so, I personally am not going to another TwitchCon. I'm done. 10 years of streaming, I'm done. This is my final TwitchCon. This show will be my final performance. And then I'm going back to streaming video games in my room. In my house that probably has more cameras around it than TwitchCon.
I don't blame emiru one bit for not wanting to go back to TwitchCon, and I strongly discourage those that want to go to not go to anymore from now on. Now, I know this has been a relatively long video, and I try to use as minimal clips as I could to give enough context, and I strongly encourage you guys to go support their videos individually. I have them linked in the description, especially emiru's. This isn't my typical kind of content, but I felt like I needed to talk about this. This topic definitely needs to be talked about and have awareness brought to it. And I know many people may not see this video, but I do hope something good comes out of it. So if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody that you think would listen. I'm also going to have my gaming channel linked in the description just in case people want to check that out. But with that being said, that'll be all for this video. I hope you guys stay safe, have a beautiful day, and I'm out. Peace.